Hello.
Hi.
And welcome to another review edition of Obscure Undead. I'm Azzy.
And I'm Mouse.
And we are reviewing 3 albums today, as per usual. Mouse, what are we reviewing?
Well, we have a full-length album by Psychoformalina.
On Batcave Productions.
Called 3.
Mm-hmm. Like the number 3.
Yeah, the number 3.
Like it's...
Not any other kind of 3.
3.
Thank you.
I could do it backwards.
And then we have Eric Vane with his mini album EP called A Synth of Treason.
I do like the title.
And we have iamnoone's second release called A Primitive Trinitas.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to it. A lot of diversity this week. I feel like we just had a lot of different sounds this week. Let's start with Psychoformalina.
Let's do that. All right.
Let's start with what was it, like a 9-minute track, 8.5-minute track opening the album.
8.5-minute track. So when I saw that the first track was 8.5 minutes, I was pretty mad.
Yeah, me too.
And then I played it, and I was pretty glad. It was great.
That was a great rhyme. Good job.
Their first track is called Psyche. Yeah, it is 8.5 minutes long, but it does not feel like it.
No. I kept wanting to put it on again and again and again and again and again.
Like I didn't even notice. It's a nice little goth jam. The most striking thing to me is his voice and how it pairs with the drums.
Yeah, because they're very rhythmic. Like both his vocal delivery and, of course, the drums. That's kind of their job.
Yeah, I know. But the drums stand out a lot on this whole album.
Yeah, they really do.
Like a lot of, some albums you have, they're like synth-based or the guitars stand out.
Well, they use a lot of kick drums. Like we're used to listening to a lot of music with like snare and hi-hats. This is like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it was very like heavy and deep, and I don't know how drums even work. Like I just picture somebody with like those 2 little batons, like taiko drums, going bam 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 bam.
No, it's the one that they have a pedal and they go boom boom boom. It's like, one they do with their foot, like
the double bass that metal bands have. It goes.
I don't know.
Like you're riding a bike,
bands.
but like,
oh my goodness, okay.
And then it goes, and your foot controls it.
Yes.
Yeah, metal bands.
Well, I did actually feel like their drums are very metal, but I did not know anything about what you just told me about the bike.
You pedal it with your foot and it makes the bass. Oh my god! It is a thing.
Okay, it is a thing.
Moving on. The drums are amazing. That to me is what stood out throughout the whole album, making it sound, I don't know, it was just a different kind of post-punk because the drums were like that.
A different kind of post-punk goth because the drums were like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first song I was so excited because it was like this to me is what new goth music should sound like. And I was really ecstatic with the delivery. Second track
was their single track,
Pretzeline.
Pretzel.
We are not going to be able to say any of these song titles, by the way.
Yeah.
None of them.
I felt this track was a little bit more punkish.
Very punkish. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, oh, this is a nice punk tune. They brought the energy.
It had a really nice driving bass line.
Wakes you up a bit. So the songs on this whole album, some of them are punk, and some of them are like a slow, brooding. Did you feed your cat today?
Fuck off.
Oh my god. I was gonna try to keep going without missing a beat. Some of them are like slow, brooding ballads. Super ballads.
Super ballad is
super
a great
ballads
for the album. There were a lot of tracks like that, and they were
really long.
Really long, but still not bad for being long. Because sometimes I get really bored with long songs.
Japais.
Yapais.
Yapais, where he's talking about Yapais. That was fun.
I liked the guitar on that one. Like that was like a really heavily reverbed guitar. It like really filled up the track. But I like his like minimalish like rhythmic vocals. I don't want to say rhythmic because that kind of like implies tribal, but because it's not at all like that. But on this track especially, I felt like his resonance or whatever was kind of gave me like Peter Murphy vibes.
I don't know what it reminded me of, but his voice
think it was
deep
Murphy.
and beautiful and Polish. Everything's in Polish, by the way.
Everything's in Polish.
Did we forget to mention that? The whole album is Polish.
What about the next track as Golan?
Skolan was amazing.
Oh, I loved that track.
Like he was saying it in the background, and you're just like, yes, Skolan. I don't know what it means, but
but the guitars shifted up on this track, and they were like picked out and more melodic, and they were really nice.
One of the best tracks on the album.
I absolutely think so. And then like the guitars crashed in, and I was just like, this kind of has more metal vibes, like along with the drums.
But the long, deep vocals in Skolan were very good. That's track 4. Absolute Nosk. Track 5 is more of that punk energy coming back again.
Yeah, so it really did like keep switching it up and alternating, but not in like a really jarring way, more in like a awesome, like this album is just like flowing.
Look what else we can do.
Yeah. And then it went into that very somber song Salome.
Salome, yeah.
Is that I forgot to look this up. Is Salome like there's a story about this woman who cuts off her lover's head, and there's like this really famous Art Nouveau piece with this guy's head on a platter.
I do remember the Art Nouveau piece with the head.
Yeah, was that called Salome? I wonder if it's related.
I'm not actually sure. There is a lot of pictures
with
a girl with a head on a platter.
Okay, so it's probably about this.
It was written by Oscar Wilde, a play.
Because I really like that Art Nouveau piece. It's so spooky. Spooky.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just touch your phone here.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Santa Memoria was great.
So this is where it kind of lost me, track 8 and 9.
Oh, but it got so melancholy, and it was like a slow
They weren't
jam.
just super ballads, they were like super epic, like ballads that I thought I'd get lost in forever.
Why? Because it's like 20 minutes at the very end of the album is these
Oh my
two
god,
tracks.
it is. So track 9, Santa Memoria, is over 9.5 minutes long. And the last track, Rospanax, is 10 minutes and a half.
Almost
Holy
11.
crap.
Yeah, so this was a very long album, but it didn't feel long. But the vocals on it are just so gorgeous.
Melty. So, yeah, this band is great at doing the mellow, brooding, like super deep goth sounding style, and then at the same time they're also able to do like that upbeat punk. Kind of reminded me of like Final Body, and I just wanted to like listen to like that deep voice with the punk at the same time, and it was just a really nice divide.
Yeah. I agree. So please go support this album. It doesn't have as much support as it deserves, honestly, on Bandcamp. I think
it is brand new. Also, they just dropped
up for pre-order for forever.
They dropped their video for the second track, Pretzeline. So hopefully we can spread that around and people can watch it. I did not watch it. Did you watch it yet?
I haven't watched it.
We should watch it together.
I've listened to it, but I closed my eyes in the hopes that we do music video reviews.
One day we'll watch videos again.
Yeah.
What was your favorite track?
Skolan.
Yeah, mine is probably Zeissy, track 1. That track 1.
Oh gosh, yes.
Just remembering driving in the car and I'm like, yes, this is the way it should sound.
So good.
So good. Great 8-minute track. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave it a chance.
Did you look? Because you looked and you were just like,
I was like,
what
why?
did Azzy do?
I'm going to put in my review how I do not like 8-minute songs as the first track, and then later I'm like, this is pretty good.
So, the next one, let us talk about I Am No One.
Let us talk about I Am No One.
Yeah, so the first track, well, the album is called A Primitive Trinitas. Iamnoon's work is very conceptual. It had, like, their work deals with, you know, like, the duality of human nature and...
Yeah, and they're, you'd have to read their Bandcamp. They have a little intro to the album where they're talking about two different themes going on. You know, there's the, like, the visceral, carnal...
Aggression?
No, I don't know. It's probably both on aggression. But also, like, the spiritual... I don't even know why I'm trying to regurgitate this. I should probably just read it. I'm dumb.
But yes, the album came out on Cold Transmission Records on February 29th, and we actually wrote the premiere piece that went up on postpunk.com for the first track on the album.
Called Aggressive. Sorry, I'm not supposed to say it like that. Aggressive. I don't know.
Aggression!
Aggressive.
Aggressive! That's right, it's aggressive.
Aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, and that first track is absolutely fabulous. Like, I really enjoyed it. I like the way that the vocals like go between this like really whispered out reverbed and like which is the passive.
So the whole...
Oh no, the passive is a little bit for some reason. Okay, so for some reason when they say passive, it sounds more aggressive than when they say aggressive.
I think they did that on purpose.
I think so.
Okay,
and it's
so it's almost like it is like passive aggressiveness, where the whole album you have like this subtle, emotive passion, but it's pulled back a little bit. It's like you know about it, but it's not in your face. That's exactly what passive aggressiveness is.
Yeah, I think the whole album did really capture that. Like, I just want to listen to this album, like, just driving around.
I did that.
Like, oh, yeah, you did that on your way there.
I did that.
But, like, that's exactly what I want to do. I feel like it's the perfect driving album.
Also, I feel like it needs to be played in order. I don't know if they put any kind of thought into it, but the first three tracks...
I'm sure that they absolutely did.
They put a lot of thought into everything. And there's...
Yes.
I'm sure this album is deeper than I can actually detect, just reading their little mantra. But the first three tracks, like, flow into each other so well. The key and the instrument that the first track ends on, the second track begins on. Mm-hmm. And when the second track ends, that note, that instrument, that's what starts off the third track. And I wasn't actually paying attention if they keep this throughout, but the songs do flow together into each other.
Right. Which you think might, you know, kind of lead to... Because sometimes when an album does this, it gets really boring. Because you can't tell when one track starts or ends, but each track is definitely its own, like, piece and entity.
I thought a lot of the tracks were kind of similar. Well, after the first three or four,
Solve et Coagula was great.
Solve et Coagula was... I don't remember. I lost my notes on that one.
Track 3.
I remember the songs being bass-centric and
yes,
but also extremely atmospheric, synth-heavy, synth atmosphere. So it's like they're holding down like all the synth keys for the atmosphere, and it's very, very strong, much more prominent than the vocals are. The vocals are pulled back on more of that whispery subtleness. Mm-hmm.
But honestly, where the album really, really, really picked up for me was right around the middle.
Yes, for me as well.
With Synesthesia and Stillborn. Oh my God, Stillborn.
It started with Hopeless, which was like just like a slight bubble, and then you have like the chanting in the back going hopeless, hopeless.
That chanting was really nice.
Yeah.
Like, and when the chanting started, I was just like, ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
And then Synesthesia, like that has those more modern goth claps. those goth, I don't know what to call them. I need to come up with a word for them. Goth slaps.
Oh God.
That She Passed Away and Twin Tribes have.
You call them post-punk claps.
Post-punk claps.
That's what you've been calling them.
Goth wave
claps. Which Deborah Kelly over on her channel talked about us talking about cold wave, and not cold wave, goth wave, and said that what we've been calling goth wave is just post-punk based dark wave.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
But isn't that what we said?
Yeah.
That's what we said it was.
So we were like,
Yeah, you get it. Yeah, it's a mixture of dark wave and post-punk, but it has both of those elements all the time.
mashed together.
Yes.
Yes.
And those 80s claps.
And those 80s claps, just like Synesthesia.
I consider that a melodic dark wave banger. I can spin that. I can play that. I want to dance to it.
I think I danced to this whole album, I don't care. But Stillborn?
Stillborn was beautiful. It was like a lullaby, kind of. Mm-hmm. If you listen very carefully, there are layers in the back of that song, and you can hear, I don't know what it is. It's like ghostly.
I mean, I think you could describe the entire album as ghostly.
Yeah, I know, but Stillborn just had like this really cool melody in the background, and you're like, you have to like stop what you're doing and listen to it, unless you're driving.
And then you just stop and like, have you ever done that? Like heard a song like on your thing that you like pull off, like when you're driving like down I-4 or something, and you pull off just to listen to it?
No, but I have sat at a green light. Like the light turned green, and I'm just like, yeah, and then I get honked at.
It's just like, wow. I have actually like pulled over once or twice, like listening to music to be just like, I need to just like absorb this.
That's a little crazy. You have to let me know what songs that was.
And next time it happens, I'll tell you.
So Mantis is one that came out as a single, along with a track called Moonspell. That to me was, the atmospheric sweeping synths were overpowering. To me, it was like all I could hear were the synths. Like I couldn't hear the guitar or the bass, and I knew they were there. There's some like tinkling piano. Tinkling. Yeah, and the last two tracks were okay for me.
I didn't like them as much as the rest of the album.
Yeah, Within the Light and Pure Ice is the slow, moody track for the end of the album. Mm-hmm. But Within the Light, it started beautifully, but it seemed a little repetitive, and then you had the washy synths, and you could barely hear the vocals.
Yeah, I just felt like it didn't like hit as much as the rest of those two tracks.
The rest of the album was much stronger. Yeah, that like hopeless synesthesia, stillborn like area that was really
the
strong.
sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah.
But we did really enjoy the album, and I like just how much thought and concept went into the album.
Mm-hmm. iamnoone, by the way, they are on Cool Transmission Records and based out of Italy. Is that right? I listen to so many bands in a day, I'm not even sure.
Oh my goodness, I've totally blanked on that. I knew this.
Let's find out real quick. I'll tell you in a minute. Yeah, they're from Italy. Yeah. So go check it out. You can get it on Bandcamp along with their first album called Duplex. It came out 1 year ago. Mm-hmm. And then they have the single Mantis that came out a couple months back.
Yeah. I guess that brings us to our last album.
Wait!
Oh, you have something more to say?
Yeah.
Was it favorite track?
Yeah.
I think we kind of settled on favorite tracks.
No!
Oh, sorry. Mine was Stillborn.
Mine was Synesthesia. I'm sorry, I had to... We did talk about Stillborn a lot, but it was Synesthesia. I'm sorry.
All right, that brings us to A Scent of Treason.
A Scent of Treason.
By...
This felt like an album.
Eric Vane. It did. I've never heard of this artist before. Is this a debut?
No, I think he's been making music for a while. If you look on his page, he's got like all kinds of shit on there.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. When you sent me this album and said we need to review this, I looked at the cover and I was like, oh, I'm gonna hate it, aren't I?
But if you look at all his other stuff, like he's got an album almost every year.
Oh yeah.
Since 2016, they're usually black and white, like exactly what we're looking for, and then, bam! There's A Scent of Treason, a short EP. 5 tracks long.
5 tracks.
Colorful cover, and it surprised me as well. It was not what I thought it would be.
I really did not expect to like it, but I listened to the featured track on Bandcamp, which was Wars, track 2, and I was just like, this is... Why do I like this? This is weird and I love it.
Why do I love this?
Yeah.
So, Eric Vane from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Love this. I'm I have to go back and buy all of it because even his previous stuff, which I went back and listened through, it's very similar.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it.
So also, Eric Vane gets some kudos because I actually listened to his intro track, which I hate intro tracks.
She does.
And I loved this.
She did.
It's called Invocations. It is 1 minute and 38 seconds, and no time is wasted. It's actually a real song.
Oh, it is a real song, and it's really good. It was
And there's lyrics. It's a real song.
Yeah, it wasn't no throwaway intro.
I'm glad. So it leads into it. There are lyrics on Bandcamp, and they're just beautiful and poetic, which I really enjoy.
I wish I knew how to describe this album. This was...
Well, it is hard to describe. It is hard to describe how much we love this. So if you look at the track Wars, the second track, it stands out to me because it's like, it's dramatic, it's powerful.
Oh, powerful.
It's like, it's epic, and it's short and concise.
And weird.
And that's all you get. It is weird, but there's a bit of familiarity to it.
I really wish I knew how to characterize this music.
So the way I characterize it is almost like church epicness. Like a song that's like, it sounds like it could have been written in the 1800s, maybe. A melody that's so familiar.
You're going to mass in like 2518 and...
Yeah, and but at the same time, the way that, his vocals are crazy dramatic. Like he's gonna bust out crying, which I always automatically love. It kind of reminds me of like the song you would hear at the end of an 80s movie. You know, like a...
Yeah, like
in the
right before
mid-80s.
the credits are about to roll and...
Before the credits roll, when they're telling you everybody's fates, and they're like, this dude ended up in a dumpster selling, I don't know, crack or something.
Okay.
And then this person ended up with the love of their lives and blah, blah, blah. This song is playing in my imagination.
I like your imagination world. That's really
It is really crazy. But the song is so classic, instantly classic, that it does sound like it'll be around forever. So put that one on instant repeat. What did you think about A Loveless High?
What did I think about it?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but then I went back and listened to Wars again. I had a big problem with this album. I kept going back to listen to Wars.
They're all really good, but Wars is very, very strong. As well, I truly liked Disquietude, which was track 4.
Disquietude was really nice.
Because Disquietude has a really cool synth in the beginning, and then Eric Vane's like super cool, epic, like drama singing. I don't know.
I liked the synths throughout this entire album.
Yes.
Like, I've been turned on to so much more synth-based music. Like, you would not fucking believe it when I say to you that I, in the last couple of weeks, have been growing an appreciation for Depeche Mode.
Yay! That's good. That's great. You should at least listen through it. Some of it is throwaway. Some of it is just for fun, you know? But
yeah,
there's a romantic wholesomeness in their music that you just can't deny. Martin Gore is a genius.
I thought that
So
Eric
Dave
Vane
Grohl.
was a genius.
Eric Vane is a genius.
I thought that this was just rather nice.
I love him a lot. We should contact him.
Okay. So eventually I will have listened to enough synth music that I will be able to give a proper review the same way I can do when I'm listening to like bass and drums and guitars.
Yeah, and I do my best with like guitars and stuff. Like I don't usually listen to like full guitar music, but I've learned to like pick it apart, and I've learned so much just reviewing things.
Just reviewing things. I feel the same way. Because, like, now I can tell you, like, I really liked these synths. I liked the reverb on the synths. I liked, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that.
Anyway, it ends up with a track called Notoriety. Is that right?
Yes.
Notoriety. That is pretty much like an outro track, I suppose. There's lyrics, but really the strongest ones are track 2, War, and track 4, Disquietude, with a really cool intro and an outro. So it's a very, very short, fully packaged EP album kind of thing.
When we get done listening to recording this video, can we go listen to Wars again?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Absolutely. And we sing to it.
Okay.
No. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a sing-along. It's a sing-along. So stop what you're doing and go listen to it. No, finish watching this video. Don't start singing! No! We're not good at singing.
No.
We could have, we could do this thing where we're driving in our car and like singing that song.
Here in my car.
No!
Singing to horse.
That's great.
Okay, we should wrap this
So
up.
dumb. Oh my god.
Yeah, we should wrap this up before we get into a giggle fit again.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, thank you, Eric Vane, for your teeny little, way too short EP. I'm gonna go listen to all of the rest of his stuff now.
That sounds great. That sounds like a really good plan. Cool. So we have reached the end of our video. And this is the part where we thank our Patreon supporters. Thank you, David.
Thank you, Acid Bitter.
Thank you, Mason Shiver.
Thank you, Junkyard Bat.
Thank you, Libby.
Thank you, Demetria.
Thank you, Cadaver Kelly.
Thank you, Max Shrek.
Thank you, Uncle Fester.
Thank you, Sabaris.
Sybaris.
Sybaris.
Thank you, Dea.
Thank you, Two Broke Goths.
And thank you, everyone else who supports the channel. We always say how much we appreciate it, and we do. We really, really do. I mean, I wish we had a new thing to appreciate every week, but it's kind of hard to encapsulate everything in a short list.
Thanks for sticking with us,
Yeah,
even
always.
when we put out videos that are,
Yeah, like last week's the Spookeasy videos were so rough.
yeah, thank you for making it through.
Thanks for making it through. And we'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We've been posting our set lists, Spotify playlists into that thing from the shows we've been doing around the state because we've been really busy.
Yes.
Yes.
Spinning
we'll
fiends.
See you around. Oh, and Dorian, if you've made it to the end of this video, it was really nice to meet you.
Dorian. I didn't meet you, but bye.